Good morning and welcome to the Backpacktrader training room for Wednesday, July 19th. Please note the required risk disclosure. This room is for educational and information purposes only. It's not to be considered individual financial advice. This type of trading carries substantial risks and should only be attempted with funds that you can afford to do without. Alright, set that aside. We'll need it again for the crude oil inventory report at 10:30 today. With a few minutes left, good morning, Miles. A few minutes before market open. YM has gone too far, so we'll be looking for a new trade. That is no longer a get in sync. We actually have two possible get-in syncs. We have a possible get-in sync with the long on soybeans from 14.24 flat, and we have a get-in sync short at 14.21 flat. All right, so that's a valid short at the moment. That hasn't triggered, so it's not even get-in sync. It's just a straight short setup. Crude this morning. Our initial trade would have been a get in sync with this long at 76.21. Getting in sync on this bar right here. Getting close to money management. There's your money management dot up there at 36. We got as high as 33, so not excuse me, not quite getting there. Then we pick up a short setup, stop and reverse adjust, bring that down to 76.12, and we pick up. Okay, that makes target 1 just 9 ticks. So we go target 2 and target 3 for 18, actually for 16 and 24. 40 ticks and easily getting positive. So that is a 2 and done this morning. Unleaded. We have a setup 3 seconds after start time at 9 o'clock. Spotlight, 20 tick momentum bar, 0.002, or 20 tick range bar on Ninja, 0.002 momentum on TradeStation. Entry at 64.44. Lots of time to get opportunities to get in that, and definitely in it as it finally comes down. 6.5 minutes after the hour before it closes that bar just below the entry, so definitely in that trade. I need to mark that one up. So target 1 and target 2 achieved. Target 1 traders pick up 31 on the target. Target 2 traders 49. And ultimately trails down to 63.71. So 29 and 44, 63 ticks. Good morning, Mark. 63 ticks on the trailer for both target 1 and target 2. Target 1 ending up with 94 ticks. Target 2 ending up with 112. Nice one and done morning. And so we'll bring up the micro NQ so it's ready for when the market opens. And the market just opened. All right, so let's see, 8, And now stopping and reversing at 20 and a half to short. We definitely would have been long. From this get in sync over here. But that's going to be a stop and reverse at 20.5. Nothing yet this morning. We had a long setup just before our start time on the pound Aussie, and that canceled right around our start time. So no trades yet. YM going off on a tear. And soybeans trade taking heat. 14.26.50 for the stop. Came within 2 ticks of it. Micro NQ stopping out of its pre-market trade. Still have a minute 40 before we start there. Micro Russell with a long trade. That's a sizable trade. We'll have to confirm that's that we would have been able to trade that, but we are now at money management. We started trailing ahead of money management. 70% of target 1. Minimum 14 ticks. There's a short on the micro NQ. Still have a minute 50 seconds to go there. Soybean stops out. That's a pretty big loss. In fact, we've got 2 losses. We've got the stop and reverse to short, and then the full stop out on the short. So soybeans having a tough start this morning. Looking for a long trade on an up close on soybeans. And the Russell going through target 4. Let's go back here and see. There it is. There, our setup was right here. Entry there. And looks like, yeah, we definitely got a chance to get in right here. So definitely in that trade. Long trade, 26 3/4 on soybeans. That is an 8 tick target 1, approaching very, very close now. Like we got within 1 tick. Yeah, we got it 28.50, a new session high. Need a little bit more to get out of that one to get a target. Russell stopping out at 2002.4. The Russell breaking the 2000 mark this morning. YM with a short trade. Let's see if that's 46.58. 12 seconds. And we're gonna have to take a look at that one. There's a fair chance that one is too fast. So we'll duplicate. Put our vertical line there. Alright, there we are. There's our entry level. 4.8. Nope, that one was too fast to catch. We only had the one bar in the first 4 seconds that spent any time at all at our entry. So that is a no trade. And unfortunately, not any get in sync with the micro NQ. That would have been just a break-even trade is all. But now we have a long on the micro NQ, definitely in that. Taking another full loss on soybeans. And then we get the short trade, went too far, never came back to the entry. And now we have a long trade on soybeans. That just triggered in. Definitely time to get in that. And a target 1 on soybeans. So that is a winner after two stop and reverse and 2 break evens, or two full losses. So I pick up minimum 6 tick target. Stop is at 14.23 flat. Surviving by a tick on soybeans. Soybeans short, micro NQ long, and everybody else is flat at the moment. And now soybeans is flat, picking up 3 additional ticks. That's 9 ticks net on that trade. And a short setup at 20 3/4, triggering in. That's an 11 tick target. A little bit bigger trade here. If this goes down, this will definitely help us. Good morning, Pamela. 112 is a pretty good result on unleaded. That would be about between $450 and $475. One contract each position. That's not an overly large result on unleaded gas. It can really get into a, I've seen numerous 100, 150, 200 tick trailers on unleaded. Alright, Micro NQ approaching its session high. 16,034 and a half is the session high. Looks like we're probably a point or so above that for the target. Yeah, 035 3/4, and we just hit that. So target to win for trade number 1. Russell with a winning trade out of the gate. Micro NQ with a winning trade out of the gate. Our POQ rules on those two markets are 4 wins, 3 losses, or 6 trade maximum. So we can continue to trade both of those. Another short trade on the YM. Definitely triggering that in. Okay, looks like soybeans picked up another target 1, and now looks like we're getting another loser, it looks like, and we reversed a short. If we, that, I gotta check number of trades. We had 3, 4, 2 winners, and so no, that we don't get into the short. That's the 6th trade. So losing session on soybeans this morning. Micro NQ getting our target 2 win and coming down, challenging our break-even stop at 0750. 07.5. Long trade on $86 for the stop and reverse. So that's actually at the full stop out. So that has not triggered yet. YM in its first trade is in a short, taking some heat. We've got a stop and reverse setup at the full stop out, 286. 283 was the plotted entry, so a 2-tick stop and reverse adjustment puts us at 85, and that's a key level to 86. And we transition to short on the micro NQ, stopping out at break even, and the entry at 07.25, which is exactly where we entered the original long trade. YM still short for the moment. Hasn't triggered in the long at 286. Good morning to you, Pamela. Crude was 2 and done, unleaded 1 and done. Soybeans took 6 trades and for a losing session. Actually, 5 trades would have been correct, so that when we stopped out of we wouldn't have taken that last short or the last long that was a full stop out. I get so used to doing 6 trades with Spotlight, I forget that counterpunch is only 5. And the YM triggering long, so the YM does transition to long at 286. Full stop out. 20. Let's see, risk was 33, so we're down 66. Came through the 20 and bounced off the 50. Now we got us, and then came back up through the 20. So we'll have to see if this continues up or comes back down. Micro NQ short, YM long, and that's the only 2 active trades at the moment. We also have the micro Russell chart chart active, but it's flat, and the pound Aussie, which is flat. Although the pound Aussie looks to be setting up a long trade here. And if this bar closes above the balance line, or the signal line, the balance line on looking like a distinct possibility, 21.8, that will close, assuming it doesn't go any lower, at 29.8. And put our trade at 32. Money management on the micro NQ. Sideways on the YM. YM attempting to break out and pulling back down to the 28 SMA, or toward it, pulling back to this balance line anyway. What market are you talking about, Neil? As far as a win in your plan target one? Some markets I use target one as a take profit level, and that if it is, it would be a, and we're positive after that, obviously it would be a POQ. As far as the micro NQ, the micro Russell, our target levels, micro NQ, yeah, and M2K, target levels on the micro NQ are targets 2, 3, and 4. So target 1 is just money management and nothing more. So it's not a win yet until we actually take profit. If we stop out here, it'll be a break even. And the micro Russell is similar, except that our goal targets are targets 3 and target 4. So it takes at least target 3 to get a winning trade. Now you may get a partial on the Russell, on the trailer, but you're not, unless you've got a big trade on the micro NQ. Yeah, even on the micro NQ. Micro NQ has 200, I believe it's 250% of target 1 is where it starts to trail. The M2K is 70% of target 1, minimum 14 ticks. So target 1 in both of those cases is nothing more than money management. So we come to break even, but until we actually get a win or get to a take profit goal, that's not really considered a win for purposes of the POQ rules. And getting close now. Getting close to target 2, so this is potentially a second winner on the micro NQ. Getting down to looks like 980 and 3/4. Target is at 978 and 3/4. All right, the YM picking up a target 1. Actually, yep, 27 ticks. So with stop and reverse adjustment and key level, 24 ticks, target 1, trailing at 289 now. No 10 a.m. crude session this morning. We do have the inventory report at 10:30. And we get our first trade of the morning on the pound Aussie at 32. Yep, 032 for the entry. And just triggering in there. Take your spread adjustment there, and I'm currently seeing about 3 pips. And 3 to 3.5, so take your best guess at that one. YM stopped to 394. So we were down 66, we gained 24, so we're down 42 on the YM. YM setting new highs. And the Russell seeming like it's tending up. It's throwing a lot of wicks down low though on the bottom side. So not a real strong upward move. $298 for the YM's trailing stop now. Setting a new session high at 336. $304 now for the YM stop. Micro NQ is still short. Micro Russell is still flat. You got about another 15 minutes in here before I'll need to transition to my inventory report session. Pound Aussie seems to be going sideways, waiting for the 20 SMA to come down to it. Zebra stripes there. $338 for the YM session high. And stopping out for a break even and transitioning to a long trade on the micro NQ. So one win, one break even. And we're now long. Crude with a pretty strong uptrend this morning. Starting in our, we actually had a short trade initially, but then ever from there on, it's been pretty much all up. New session high at 76.87. So we'll see what crude inventory report has to say. Not that we're looking for what it says, but we're just looking for the trade volatility caused by it. To give us hopefully a statistical advantage. YM going through target 3. $309 for the stop now on the YM. I am pushing higher. Through target 4. Micro Russell pulling back a bit, as is the micro NQ. Now our stop is at 75 and we got as low as 75, so that is a stop out, full stop out on the micro NQ. So a win, target 2 win, a break even, and a full stop out. Through 3 trades. That's going to put us slightly negative because that's, let's see, that's 4 positions at, I believe, yeah, 15.5 tick risk, so it's 62 tick loss, 62 point loss rather. And we picked up 28.5 plus another 1.5. No, three quarters of a point. On the break-even stop. So 29.25. We're down 32.75 points. 343 for the YM stop, and the micro Russell picking up a short trade. I don't like the look of that with the way the YM's headed, but we'll see what happens. Approaching 100 point trail, or at least 100 point move from our entry at 286 on the YM, and we've just set a session high at 379. The Russell goes for a full stop out, and now we have a long setup on the Russell. That just triggered in. Should have had an order in for that. That was plenty of time. So one win, one loss on the micro Russell. One win, one loss, and one break even on the micro NQ. Micro Russell had a solid winner with targets 3 and 4. Picking up 4.3 and 5.4. So 9.7 points. Entry was 99.1, and we trailed up to 0.24. So 3.3. 13-point win there. And we took a .2 loss times 3 positions, so 6.6. We're still up 6.4 points. $344 for the YM stop. Still long in the pound Aussie. Micro NQ is flat. Micro Russell is long. So 4 active trades. Let's see, I said 60, we were down 42 after the target. 286 would mean we need to get to 328, and we're above that, so this will be a POQ trade for the YM. Pound Aussie taking heat on the long trade. 348 for the YM stop. Money management for Micro Russell. Bring your stop to break even at 012. Now 025 would have been our 14 tick minimum. And we did exceed that. So, and that's a break-even stop out intra-bar. $354 for the YM stop. So 3 trades now on the Micro Russell. Win, loss, break even. Session high at 392. So we've had a 100-point up move on this trade from the entry at 286. Trailer sitting at 54 at the moment, 354. Looks like it's going to move up to 359 on the close of this bar. Unless we get a solid push upward. And there's 359 for the YM stop. And a short trade that I didn't notice. Triggering in again, so that definitely short on the micro NQ. Micro Russell looking like a double top forming. If we can get below the swing low at, what's that, about 97.3, 97.1. So if we get below 97.1, we've got a real good chance on a short trade. So far, we we don't have a cross. That likely is going to happen on the next bar. Micro NQ short, Micro Russell flat. Pound Aussie is long, testing the 20 SMA again. Okay. Looks like it's time to transition. And we've got 3 active trades and 4 active markets today. So now the YM is in its last trade. So whenever this trade stops out, it's done. Okay, that has moved up to 374. It's in this bar. And I believe, yep, stopped out at 374. Now you may or may not have gotten filled there, so I would, if you didn't get filled, I'd just continue to trail the balance line. And I didn't get filled on that, on the micro YM. I had my stop in the same place and came back, touched it, so I will have to manually trail from here on. Micro NQ taking heat now. But I'm going to have to call it a morning. And we will see you in less than 10 minutes probably in the crude oil inventory report session. So I will be shutting this one down and be back very shortly with the crude oil inventory report. So we will talk to you very shortly.